Okay, so over the next few videos, you're going to see me using some different products, and I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about them and explain them to you before we get going and I show you really what they're all about. So the first thing I want to talk about is your base face. So what is base face? That is just everything that you're putting on your face, besides like lips and eyes pretty much, and some contouring craziness. So obviously you want to start with a clean and moisturized face that's going to give your skin the best chance at not looking like an oil slick or not looking too dry, whatever your skin type is. So then the first thing is that you're going to want to take a good primer. So we've got the First Base makeup primer. This is an oil-free ultrafine mist, so it's not going to make you more oily. You're not going to have to wait for it to set. You just spray it on and go. The important reason to use a primer is it's going to help fill in your fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to help shrink your pores a little bit and make your makeup just sit right on top instead of sinking into your skin. So that's a really important step to not skip. After that, what are you going to put on? You're going to put on your foundation. I know a lot of people think that you should put on your concealer first, but in reality, you should do foundation, and I'll explain why. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about our foundation. So I've got here a couple different colors of our Botanical foundation. Now, this foundation is amazing because it's wax-based. I know that sounds a little weird. When I first heard that, I was like, that sounds kind of claustrophobic. I don't really know that I'm going to like the feeling of wax on my skin. But here's the good thing about it. If you think about if you have like a candle or a wax melt and you just dip your finger right in it really fast and pull it up, what does it do? It just lightly coats your finger. It doesn't sink into your skin. It doesn't sink into the crevices, of your fingers. It just has this nice, flawless coat to it. That's what this is going to do to your face. It's just going to sit on top of everything. So it's not going to sink into your skin. It's not going to get into your pores. It's not going to clog. And your skin is still going to be able to breathe because it's made for your face. So it's not penetrating. It's not absorbing. And because of that, it's good for all skin types. It's good for oily skin, dry skin, acne-prone skin, etc. All of it. This is professional quality makeup. And a professional makeup artist doesn't have time to carry around different foundations for different skin types. They already have to carry around different foundations for different skin tones and different skin colors. They don't have the time or the space to do that for every type of skin also. So this is good for every single skin type. Now, we have 12 different shades ranging from yellow tones, pink tones, and peach tones. And we also have a really awesome quiz to help you find out what color and shade you need. This is one of our #1 sellers. It's amazing. It feels like skin on. I forget I have it on half the time. And there's multiple ways you can apply it, which is kind of neat. And the different ways will give you different coverage options. So for me, I prefer full coverage. So I use this neat little blending bud to put it on. Another option that we have is the buffer brush. And that's going to give you a little bit of a lighter coverage. But it still is going to blend smoothly and look really flawless. And then again, you can always use your fingers or something else if you like. There's definitely options, and you kind of have to learn what works best for you. So now, after you have your foundation on, you're going to want to put concealer on. Now, I know this is a misconception, but the reason behind that is if you put your concealer on first, maybe I've got some spots here and under my eyes that I want covered, and then you go and you rub your foundation on afterwards, you're going to be moving your concealer away from where you put it, and it's not going to give you the coverage you want. So you want to put on your foundation, you want to follow up with coverage, or with concealer, I'm sorry. So now, what about our concealers? These are our Complete and Perfect concealers. These also come in 12 shades. They're amazing. They're waterproof. They are great for color correcting. If you think about a color wheel, when you come to color correcting, you're going to want to use the opposite to correct it. So if you've got dark circles under your eyes that are kind of green, you're going to want a red-based concealer to help conceal those. So they're really, really great at that. They're just like our foundation in the sense that they're non-comedogenic. They're not going to clog your pores. They're breathable. They're good for all skin types. So that's the next step, the Complete and Perfect concealer. So then next up, we have kind of several things that you can kind of use in whatever order you want. I'm going to talk to you about them in the order I use them. So next up, I would take my bronzer. Okay, so I love bronzer. It makes me look nice and tan. It's also really, really great for contouring. So it is a pressed powder bronzer. It's not cakey. It has a silky finish, so it's not going to leave a cakey or textured look on your face. It's going to have a matte finish, and that's really awesome. One of the really cool things about our bronzer in particular is that we only have one shade, and it is perfect for all skin colors and tones. You just apply it more if you need more. So it's buildable. It's not ever going to look muddy. So this stuff is amazing. After I do my bronzer is usually when I go in with my blush. Now, we have 7 colors of blush. I only have 3 of them currently. These are the 3 I have. This one is more of a highlighter. It's kind of a shimmery light color. And then these 2 are just 2 of the blushes that I have. Our blushes are also pressed powders. They're extremely pigmented. So like literally with your brush, you just want to do 1 tap and put it on. And then you can always apply more, but these babies have a lot of color to them. Then after that, I've got my foundation on. I've got my bronzer and blush. Now, there's one other option. I have oily skin, and I don't want my skin to continue to look oily once I have my makeup on. So I want to give myself a matte finish instead of leaving it dewy. So I follow up with our pressed powder. This is my favorite thing. Just like our bronzer is only in 1 color for all the skin tones, our pressed powder is the perfect pressed powder for every skin tone because it's translucent. I know it looks white. Like I know that looks scary, but that's just because it's so packed in there that it looks white. It is translucent. You put it on, it doesn't add any color. It's not going to add any texture or cakiness. It's just going to set your makeup nicely. It's going to mattify your face, and it's amazing. So now that you've got your base face on, you can do your eyes and your lips. But before you do that, you want to follow up with one more step. Where is it? You want to follow up with a setting spray. This is our 10 years younger makeup finisher. It's just like the primer. It is an ultra mist, oil free. So you just take it, spray it all over your face, and it's going to just set that makeup perfectly. This has a 16-hour hold. And I'm telling you, I live in Kansas where the humidity is crazy and my makeup doesn't budge when I wear this. So this is base face. Get ready to see it in action.